But on the Atlantic side.
Yes, another area to watch. We literally have two in the Gulf Bay of Campeche area, and then we have this one. This one is very meh. There's not much to it. I've got to tell you, even though it is forecast to move westbound here over the next 7 days, this is all dry air that is ramming into. And by the way, the circulation is pulling in some of that dry air. You can see it here on the south side of it. And so, I mean, good luck to you on that path, but I'll take it. We don't need Alberto happening and then Beryl right behind it. We don't need to start off the season boom, boom, boom type of a thing. Let's ease into it here as we expect it to be quite busy. It's going to head towards the southeast coast through the Bahamas, our high causing that heat, the record heat that will last into the weekend. Clockwise flow is going to help push this area of spin westbound. And by the way, these high pressures, these synoptic scale systems, high pressure, low pressure fronts, those are much bigger than tropical entities, even hurricanes. Even the biggest hurricanes that we have, high pressure is actually bigger than that. It's pretty interesting when you look at the scale of everything, because the hurricane seems so big, right? But this high is going to push it along. These storms don't have a mind of their own. They're always pushed and pulled by other systems. There's a really low chance of development. And even though, you know, we've got some thunderstorms and we've got some juicy air with this, all of this moisture as it comes westbound. One thing is, too, is that you have that moisture, it's very dry in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. So even if it is really moist at the surface, it's not going to be throughout. So here comes our system as we head into our Thursday, Friday. I don't think it's going to ruin your day. You'll have some clouds. You'll have some scattered showers with that daytime heating. And we'll get some rain into Florida. Speaking of Florida, we're only going to get about 1 to 2 inches. And this, by the way, is all the way through Saturday. So it's not only that system, but just our thunderstorms that we're going to see are, summertime thunderstorms for us here. And not only the Euro, but the GFS, which usually wants to go really high on our totals, is keeping it pretty low. We need the rain in Florida, but don't forget, last week, we had double-digit rainfall. That'll be put into the drought monitor, which comes out tomorrow. So I'll be so curious to see what happens with the drought monitor in South Florida. You'll get some breezier conditions with this, 20, 30-mile-an-hour winds. But I don't think that it's going to, take out power and take down tree limbs or anything like that. It'll just be a little bit breezier than normal, Jim.
Which people could use right now.
Yeah, with all the heat. Thanks for staying with us on America's Morning Headquarters. All eyes are on potential tropical cyclone 1. Its outer bands lashing the Texas coast. We have live reports coming to you from there. Areas that need the rain are going to get it, but it's going to be too much too fast. So we expect flooding. We've already seen flooding. We've already seen washover with the onshore flow in those low-lying areas. And the National Hurricane Center is forecasting this disturbance to become Alberto later today. This low-level center needs to tighten up a bit, but we've been talking about this explosive convection, not only here on the south side, but notice some thunderstorms here on the west side starting to fire up as well. So this might be an indication, Jim, that this low-level center is starting to a little bit.
We've been watching that all morning. It'll be interesting to see.
And let's tell you what is actually directing a lot of this, and it is our high pressure that's causing the sweltering heat. That is our synoptic scale system. There's a clockwise flow around that, and that's helping push PTC 1 west. It's also helping direct this little system that doesn't have much hope for any sort of development, which is great. High pressure here is also causing multiple heat advisories, excessive heat warnings. We have those excessive heat watches. And by the way, with a high pressure, you get the winds that come in a loft like this, and then they push down and then out at the surface. And what that does is that takes a parcel of air. You have a parcel of air up here, and you have, a few little molecules in it. When this parcel gets pushed down, it all squeezes together, and it's a lot smaller, but you have the same number of parcels in that circle. And so they're a lot closer together, and they're bumping into each other and dancing around and excited, and that's why it's hot when you get the air coming down in a high pressure, that suppression. So that is the reason, if that drawing makes sense to you. But otherwise, temperatures already warm this morning. You walk out, you start schwitzing right away. It's like you take a shower, you start sweating right away. Today, these are our highs, and don't forget, factor in the humidity, and we could see triple-digit heat index. Potential record highs again today, and this all continues through the entire weekend. So today we are going to see Albany maybe breaking a record, Concord tying a record for us. Boston, we are going to be feeling like it's 101 degrees. And even as you're heading to bed tonight or cooling off, 85 still at 9 p.m. That's pretty significant. The heat index really into New England is over 100 for a lot of us here. And as we go into tomorrow, not much changes. We still see, listen, 102 versus 97. To me, that's all the same. Hot is hot is hot. As we go into our Thursday, we start wrapping up the week. Again, we are threatening more records. And our heat risk map, this basically tells you how susceptible humans are to, running into some sort of heat exhaustion. And so it is high, really extreme across the entire Midwest and Northeast. Now back to the tropics.